Hello everyone. Good evening. Good evening everyone. This is True Talk Margaret TV. This is True Talk Margaret TV on live. Yes, so today I want to share with my people, with my brothers and sisters, that there will be no election in Biafra land, and we should always try and follow the autopilot and know what is going on, since I'm not becoming it in life anyway. But today I'm not going to share. Today I will be doing another topic, So this one about what is the apple, the Supreme Court with Buhari with the APP on fire with CNB. So I still make a share with you today, because today is the first time I'm coming on live. But remind you guys, as we dey, since I know they come live too, I see they try my possible best to follow our pastor Vam and Ugo and all the other autopilot warriors. So I dey try to follow them, see they know what is going on. Since we say YouTube say they will try to close the truth. They will shut the mouth of the truth, make the truth not come out. So my people. So I go to play this. I go to share this video with you guys. So make we listen what they go on the voting, what they plan. What we say go happen for Biafra land. So what we say we will not go accept say they'll come vote without they not release our leader. So tomorrow I will be showing you guys the date of the sit at home from this month. So if you really love your freedom and you love yourself, you love our leader Mazinadi Kanu, you obey. If you are in Biafra land, obey the order. If you know you are from Biafra, you are from Delta, you are from Ijo, you are from Calabar, you are from Uwere, Onitsha, Bini, you are all Biafra, you keep the order. By God's grace, I will share. I don't know whether I should share that first, but it's not what I wrote there on my topic. So what I wrote in my topic, I'm going to share it. It's no, but this is not what. Okay, there is fire on the mouth. Oh, fire free now, right? Fire. Now fire, all right too. Sorry guys. God too. Fire in the mouth. See, sometimes when you write in Supreme Court. So there is fire on the mouth, which I will share with you. So by God's grace, I will be coming out now. I'll be coming out now. I think I'm getting myself okay now. I'm getting my strength. So I'll be coming out and be also sharing and putting my telephone number there for us to, because our leader have to be free. This is not normal. This is not okay. You cannot just keep a freedom, a man who is fighting for his people to be free, speaking the truth, and you try to shut the person up. Our people are suffering. We all see what happened now. I think 2 days ago now, at the bank, steal people money. I would say that is stealing, because they know what the Fulani know what is coming. So they are doing this just to make sure that the people from Biafra land don't have money to feed themselves or to protect their land. That is why they are doing that. So a lot is going on, a lot. So we have to keep the order from our spokesperson Mazi Samuel Bam, which I will share tomorrow. If I finish this one, if I can also come back again to share before I go to sleep, I will share. But I just this message just come to my eye this evening. I say no, let me share this one first to see the reason why we need a referendum in Nigeria. Nigeria needs referendum, not voting, because we cannot. This cannot continue. The corruption is too much. In short, they are selling voting. They are selling vote. That is what they are fighting now. People who are calling themselves politicians in Nigeria, who are making law. And what baffled me, the UK people, the UK leaders, I will say politicians, they are supporting these people. They tell you to go and take your vote, something, whatever. So my people, this now wetin carry me come today. Wey chocolize me, say so wetin the reason why YouTube now give Samuel Ekpa, say give the bribe YouTube to block Samuel Ekpa, so that the truth will not be exposed. So they are here fighting themselves also, taking themselves to court. Okay, my people, make we hear, make I not talk too much. Make we see wetin dey go on. They discover themselves.
Fighting. This coalition who also admitted in Farawa Abeokuta that the new Ayabla policy will prevent him from using the old naira that was brought to him in Plan Van to buy the vote of Nigerians, because they know that they have failed Nigerians, and they know that their only hope of winning this election is to buy our vote. That was why Tinubu admitted that in Farawa Abeokuta, where he said they seized the naira, they made the fuel cars so that he will lose the election. Their hope and their only hope is to buy our votes with the old naira, and that is why they are fighting. This coalition of civil society, we also had press conference in December where we alerted Nigerians of the ex-parte order that sought to arrest Emefiele, and we said we know those who were against that script, and sooner or later those that were behind the script surface themselves, as we have seen. Now let us ask, as members of the civil society organization and as Nigerians, Rufai, where were you when the bandits attacked the railway and made away with Nigerians for more than 4 months in the bush? You never went to the Supreme Court. You never went to the Supreme Court to seek an ex-parte order to compare the IG of police, to compare the army chiefs, to rescue the victims. Rufai, where were you? The governor of Zamfara State, where were you when bandits will collect money from farmers before they can go to farm? Where were you? Now a policy that is targeted at not only ensuring free, credible election, but to also fight banditry because of the ransom that is being paid in cash to the bandits in the bush. Rufai, the very man that banditry has crippled the state for the past 8 years. Rufai is now the person fighting this same policy that's targeted at ending banditry. That means Rufai should be investigated. He has a role in this banditry. Governor Rufai of Kaduna State should be investigated. We, coalition of civil society organizations, are calling for his investigation. He must have a stake in this banditry business. He must have a stake in this banditry business, because he is not only fighting for Tinubu to buy votes, he's also fighting that the old data will remain in circulation so that bandits will continue to receive ransom. Rufai, what is your stake? Where were you for the past 8 years? Bandits crippled your state. You never went to Supreme Court to seek ex-parte order. Now, a policy that seeks to nip bandits in the bud, you have gone to get an ex-parte order where the Supreme Court lacks jurisdiction. Like my colleague said, the Supreme Court does not have jurisdiction when there is dispute between state and federal government. What is in dispute is a policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Under the CBN Act, there is no dispute between the federal government and the 3 states that went to court. Therefore, the Supreme Court do not have jurisdiction. It is the Federal High Court that have jurisdiction under Section 251 of the 1999 Constitution to interpret the very sections of the CBN Act that empower the CBN to redesign Naira and to determine whether the policy has been done in accordance with statutory provision. It is only the Federal High Court that can make that order. It is only the Federal High Court that is empowered by the Constitution to make that, to review it and make an order of injunction to either stop the CBN from continuing or allow the CBN from continuing. It's only the Federal High Court that have that jurisdiction. After the Federal High Court have interpreted that section of the CBN Act, you can now snowball from there to Court of Appeal to the Supreme Court. That is the only time the Supreme Court will have jurisdiction. The Supreme Court does not have original jurisdiction on this very matter. And the Supreme Court of Nigeria, please don't set our democracy on fire. The fire you set in Imo State is still burning. The fire you set in Imo State is still burning. Supreme Court of Nigeria, don't set our democracy on fire. If you allow politicians to have access to this old Naira note to buy our vote, you will set this country on fire. Supreme Court of Nigeria, don't set our democracy on fire. We are calling on the Chief Justice of Nigeria to probe this export application that was granted outside the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. We will mobilize all lawyers in defense of democracy to observe this proceeding. They must not set this country on fire. The fire in Imo State is still raging. We call on all of us of democracy to defend this our democracy. These are deserving of our support. And we have the overwhelming decision that the ethnic groups in Nigeria are to fully support both policies. And it's on that strength that I have been empowered to inform Nigerians that the Nigerian civil society community has passed a vote of confidence on the Naira redesign policy and the cash withdrawal limit policy. It is based on the foregoing that we alert the security agencies that the protests being planned to hold tomorrow, Thursday, 9th February 2023, guised as protests against scarcity of the new Naira, are indeed protests planned and organized to cause violence, destruction of public property, and disruption of public order and asset. Please quell the protests in the southwest, as it is part of the synchronized plot. We beg the security agencies to please, we are on our knees, begging you to quell this protest that is going to happen tomorrow. Be at vigilance. Open your ears to the walls so that these plots will not come to fruition. The target is to reverse the policy, and where that fails, force a shift in the election dates or lead to uprising that will cause the administration to come to an abrupt end. The opponents of the currency redesign and cash withdrawal limit policy deadline are pushing strongly at that for a shift of the February 2023 general election. We have credible intelligence that those behind the campaign for the shift in the deadline of the new currency redesign and cash withdrawal limits are now pushing that the 2023 general elections be shifted. This evil idea will throw Nigeria into a constitutional crisis and lead to the collapse of our constitutional democracy. Now, these anarchists, realizing they cannot win the general election, are now looking for ways to destroy our democracy and undermine President Muhammad Buhari.
That's una chop una job fat. All these politicians, people
who have benefited from the President Buhari now wants to destabilize and hurt our dear president. Not just our dear president, to hurt our democracy in their selfish speed of running errands for their new godfather in town. They have forgotten and so soon adapt.
All of you are corrupt.
Without President Buhari,
and that is why
some of them would not have legally or illegally made it to the office they now occupy. Now, President Buhari looks small in their eyes, and even without President Buhari's tenure,
this politician when they talk, so they are speaking for their own benefit. Very, very corrupt. Very, very corrupt people. They don't even care the welfare of their citizens. They don't care for people. They don't care for the road is not good. They don't care for nothing. All they care is for their self. They care for their self. They care for their children, their family, and that is why they are supporting Buhari and they are supporting election. And so we, Biafra people, will say we not need election, and that is why they kidnap our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You see these corrupt people. God will see you people through. God will see you people through. I hope no Nigerian people will go and vote for you people.
These ungrateful power elements and betrayer characters are instigating people.
You say betrayer. After you say betrayer because you are supporting Buhari. After using our Biafra people to betray our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and put him on the juncture without even when the judge say he's innocent, and you are talking about betrayal.
To destroy the legacies of our dear president and our hard-won democracy for the sake of their new master. If I may ask, what offense has the president committed?
A lot of offense.
That he wants just credible election. What has he done so wrong by saying, I will provide a level playing ground for all parties that are concerned in this election? Were these people not beneficiaries of credible election in 2015? So why crucify our president, who is committed to giving Nigeria enabling environment
for
free
8
and
years.
fair election?
For 8 years. Hey God.
We wish to state it clearly again. Nigerians will not, and I say, Nigerians will not accept any seat in the 2023 general elections.
And Biafra land said there will be no election. We need referendum.
We also stand firmly to state that we will not stand in favor of any shift in the deadline for the currency redesign policy. Let these men use their time. They are wasting in attacking President Buhari and his good policy to go and put their
good policy
back to the bank.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Or even let them
in the side of Buhari, a lot happened. People kill.
If they are unable to
corruption,
put them in the banks,
no light, no water, no food.
To open the cash warehouses.
Sorry for Nigeria. We will go with their precious time to go vote for this OG, Ole, all this OG Koroko.
In Zamfara, in Kogi.
I forgot that you are Fulani. You are Fulani.
Billions to our poor masses. Since they are now lovers of the poor.
See, Joe. That's the job fact.
If those who want cash limits removed A new currency redesign policy shifted love us so much. And the suffering poor masses. Let them use these few days before the end of the deadline to open their billion vans and share the money to the poor masses. We are not saying share it when the deadline has gone. We say share it now. Now. Instead of looking for how to use it during an election to corrupt the protest. Share the money to the masses because
share the money.
our President Buhari and the Central Bank of Nigeria are not giving you any further deadline sheets. Share it because it becomes, before it becomes a used tissue paper.
The money will they hide. Oh God. People they suffer, money they spoil. Share. Evil. Evilness for black people. They don't care for each other.
Stop hiring people to attack the banks. Stop using road transport workers to go naked inside banking halls because you are not going to stampede President Buhari to open the national treasury for you all to have dirty billions to buy votes and corrupt the same poor people you deliberately made poor.
So you know that.
Why are states poor if not mismanagement by these same governors who President Buhari had gone out of his way to help with bailouts? Where is the bailout fund from the CBN and the President Muhammadu Buhari? We ask, did these governors not loot it all? Lovers of the poor indeed, they call themselves. Where is the local government funds? If the local government money goes to the rural areas where it is meant for, will there be insecurity or poverty issues? Please, please, we beg you in the name of the Creator, stay clear of these policies meant for the good of the people. Do not dare our institutions and the powers of the president. Do you people think President Buhari can be pushed around? So you do not know that President Buhari's best retirement gift to himself is credible election? What makes you think that the president will destroy his future for your little rantings to please your new godfathers? We warn you again and again. Do not dare our democracy and President Muhammadu Buhari. We also note that these patriotic citizens have no regards for the clear and positive order of the court. On this note, I want to bring to the notice of the Nigerian people, because it's somehow coincided with this press briefing today, that the Supreme Court of Nigeria, maybe I should be the one breaking this news to you all, has just granted an ex parte application. Just few minutes ago, while we are in here for this conference. And we state most categorically that the Supreme Court does not have the locus. They don't have, sorry, not the locus, the jurisdiction to entertain that matter that has been presented before them by some state governors or some state attorney generals. We, the CSOs, are rejecting it. It is a plot
to open the bank vaults to enable voter buyers and holders of illicit wealth to have cash to buy votes. We make you to ask the CJN, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, to hurriedly vacate the ex parte order in the overall interests of the Nigerian election. We have suffered a lot in the hands of the Supreme Court justices in undermining many efforts for credible election. Let me take us back a little bit. The Supreme Court voided the card reader which aided and increased official election results rigging. The Supreme Court declared a man who came fourth in an election as governor of a state. And that alone in itself helped to destroy Imo State and the sanctity of the ballot. The Supreme Court, this same Supreme Court, few days ago, declared two men who never participated in senatorial election as candidates in the person of Abio and Ahmed Lawan. And Nigerians are still in shock. And that helped to destroy the credibility of the primary processes. And today, again, the Supreme Court, without jurisdiction, in a matter that is not a dispute between the states and the federal government. If we will understand this very well, the Supreme Court, by our Constitution, the 1999 Constitution, as amended, have the right and the original jurisdiction to entertain matters from the states, between the states government and the federal government, when it is on issues of constitutional interpretation. Today, the Naira the redesign policy is a policy of the Central Bank of Nigeria, which was done by the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria with the backing of the President Muhammad Buhari. It's a policy of the federal government. So we are in issue. What is the issue for determination before the Supreme Court of Nigeria? Is there any conflict between the states and the federal government that the Supreme Court will have the guts to issue an ex parte order? And that's why I say, when I remember Nigeria, water run away my eyes, we will cry no more.
Oh, yeah.
The Supreme Court, we beg the CJN, must redeem itself by vacating this order so that Nigerians will not see them as apex courts that is always against credible election. The Central Bank of Nigeria should, as a matter of fact, join the suits and file urgent preliminary objection on the jurisdiction ground so that the apex courts can vacate this order while Nigerians who have not deposited their old notes should avoid that had I known and go to do so immediately. This order is only designed to help politicians with sharing of old money during elections. We also call on the president, our dear president, to exercise his constitutional powers. We may suggest that he should make an urgent executive order to set the terminal date for the new currency to remain 10th February 2023, which he has the powers to do under the law, as the exported order made outside jurisdiction cannot stop the exercise of the executive powers of the president. Gentlemen of the press, we also beg the CJN to do not allow the Supreme Court to be used. These men, they have boasted. They boasted. We had it on credible intelligence that upon filing this application, that they will get an order. To our utmost chagrin, we didn't know that the order will come so soon. What we heard from our information is that the order will be granted by Friday. But quite unfortunately, today as we are seated here, the order has been granted. Please, my Lord the CJN, if you do not know about these people, we may have to tell you now. They are people who do not like democracy and rule of law. They are people who do not cherish free and fair elections. They desperately need money because they must buy votes.
So you know they must buy votes.
Even if our democracy fails,
That is why
they do not care about
that is why
Nigerians.
we say that no more voting. We need referendum.
Please, the CJN, my honorable CJN, if our democracy fails because of this issue,
Then we make referendum, let Nigeria share to 10
Nigerian people
and share to 27, no problem.
will definitely hold you responsible. My Lord, we also do not need to remind you that the Supreme Court is a court of policy. The Nigerian people want this policy, but a few people want to thwart it for their own selfish and unpatriotic reasons. The legislature has made the new electoral act, which Nigerians agree is a departure from the old order. The executive has signed it into law, and the INEC has promised Nigerians a credible process by the use of beavers. My Lord, these men now want to use the judiciary, which is the last hope of the common man, against the same common man. They seek to disgrace the sanctity of the Supreme Court. And that is your duty, my Lord, the CJN, to ensure that they fail and fail woefully. That being said, the Nigerian civil society lauds the FCT High Court for the courage and the erudition in granting the order and fixing a close return date, showing that the court does not want to sleep on this matter. If you remember, just yesterday, the FCT High Court granted an order saying that there should be no extension of the date, and we are lauding that courage by the High Court of FCT. Gentlemen, it is the final resolution of the civil society that the February 10 deadline already set by the Apex Bank is irrevocable and irreversible. The impact of this is that we shall stand against every action that is capable of destabilizing our democracy or derailing the 2023 general elections by public incitement and state-managed protests across the states of the Federation, disguising the protests with the name of civil society groups. We completely disassociate all the credible civil society groups in Nigeria from the planned protests and urge for swift action by security agencies in checkmating the anticipated breakdown of law and order. We came to this resolution after intense deliberations and extensive consultations with our members, particularly those in the finance and economic thematic areas. We feel the pains of Nigerians. We have been inconvenienced by this policy due to the sabotage of certain elements in the commercial banks. Many of them are being arrested. You must have heard about them by different security agencies. These pains, as unfortunate as they are, only is going to be temporary and will subsequently be outweighed by the long-term benefits of these policies. Nigerians should not allow looters and vote buyers the opportunity to take advantage of our pains, to open windows that will allow them to loot our common patrimony and compromise the sovereign will of the people. We hereby call on the central bank leadership to continue and also double its efforts at resolving these hitches so that Nigerians will not be ripped off before they are able to access their money. We urge the APC Bank to set an example with any of the commercial banks found wanting in the sabotage of hoarding the new banknotes by imposing heavy financial fines on them, as it will surely be a deterrent to any other banks whose officials are planning the same thing. We further urge the APC Bank to send out manuals of operations now stating severe sanctions to all the banks and financial institutions licensed and operating in Nigeria so that they withdraw their services from any person or group seeking to use their platform to compromise elections. Following the 2015 general election, it became public that our commercial bank yielded its platform and services to a political party for the rigging of elections. It is not public knowledge. If there are sanctions, the Nigerians will not want the repeat of that. But where it occurs, citizens would want to also hear of the heavy sanctions imposed. The APC Bank should also demand of all the CEOs and managing directors of all banks who received allocations of the new notes to bring documents to prove how all these monies were disbursed and in the units how they were disbursed. This call has become necessary with reports in the media showing that officials of banks have been arrested for hoarding of the new notes while denying availability. Thus, from our findings, the Central Bank of Nigeria has delivered on its mandates by disbursing adequate cash to the commercial banks, and it is the banks that have failed in their duties to their customers because certain officials of the banks resorted to doing business and trading the money, thereby causing artificial scarcity of the new bank notes. We thereby call on all commercial banks in Nigeria to step up and conduct internal inquiries on the activities of the officials who are engaging in sharp practices with these new banknotes. We want to reiterate the fact that the problem Nigerian people are facing is not CBN cash disbursement, but criminal hijack of the cash released to the banks. For example, in Yobe State alone, over 4 billion was released by CBN to banks in Yobe, who hijacked it from the banks. The same elements making noise that they are fighting for us. The bank managers across all parts of the country should be arrested immediately for this economic sabotage. And this will expose how over 300 billion naira released to the banks was criminally delivered to their political friends and thereby causing cash scarcity. The banks failed Nigerians and the few political class who work with the bank managers to take away this cash must be identified. How did the money develop wings? How come bank vaults are empty despite the billions given to them? Now they are crying for more so they can steal it and divert it to their friends in politics. If over 300 billion cash was in circulation across the counter, an ATM would there have been any rush and scarcity of the new notes? Not at all. Our pain is that the bank heads who committed these actions are still parading without being in detention, while the government and the CBN are suffering attacks for something they did not own or do or take a part in. Finally, fellow citizens, and gentlemen of the press, we as the apex organ of all civil society in Nigeria once again urge Nigerians to keep supporting these policies as they are for our ultimate good and to resist being used by persons and groups whose goals are not noble, to capitalize on our temporary discomfort, to cause violence and destruction in the society. I want to thank you all and many Nigerians.
So my people, I don't listen to all these thieves thing. All these ones are the ones who are thieving. Thief. You hide our money, hide all the money. Money will be say this Nigerian people do, these Nigerian politicians, this criminal politicians them, these Funani politicians them, money wey they don't thief, hide. The one they will carry go for Euro Bank, they will carry go for Euro Bank. Now they don't go thief bank money because now election they do election anyway. Like what our spokesperson talk, Mazi Samuekpa, there will be no election in Biafra land. Till we say they will release our leader. They will be sit at home, which tomorrow I will come and play the days that they will make sit at home. Anyway, if I still have strength today before I go sleep, I can also play it. But I just come across this video. I say I want my people to think whether really those people that they say Peter Obi, they really want to vote for how many years? Now these people will come. They will do this, they will do that, they will do roads, they will create jobs, they will do free education, they will make hospital, and they are not doing anything. I don't know what is wrong with black people. You still want to take your precious time to go vote. Even you don't even need Mazi Samuekpa to tell you, or Mazi Nadikama to tell you no go vote. A reasonable person will not say, every year, every 4 years, now they call they promise us this, promise us that the more that they call they promise, the more the suffer, where they suffer, the stealing of the oil, the stealing, and you go there not get your time because when you black, you cannot even love yourself. How you people can love you? People they love themselves, they think about themselves, how they want to make their country grow, fit their family, make their people, their citizens eat well, go holidays, make their children go have good education. They want to use your money, then your people they do a zoo. They can't look you down like you are nobody. I don't know what is really wrong with our people. It is our born when they born me now, going my 44 years. Every time, every 8 years, and they say, come election, they will promise free education. They will promise good road. They go promise light. They go promise everything. The only thing I never hear what they promise now to government, like the way Europe did one. If you not get work, government will support you, children benefit, mother benefit, and so. Then I would say I never hear. And wish I come abroad, the year I come abroad, now yes, say, now CNM now here and say, money when Nigeria gets, children are not supposed to suffer. They're supposed to pay children money every month. Same money where we say Nigeria gets, even though they pay children, the money still there. Before we come the year much, they steal oil. Oil where they still not be today. My people. So I don't know. I don't know whether because the British people tell them say not give these people lights, me they not see. If they not get like they not go fit get see what they go on for the next world, like where would the Europe and America and other country. They not go open there because when light dey 24 hours and you dey for social media, you dey see the way you both people dey live like the way I take come here, come see say, and so life supposed to be. So all these things where you both they enjoy, so they come from our land, our money, our oil, our everything. Most of the things where they take they benefit. Yeah, what they call they say they cause us standard go to your land, and yeah, and they get her from Africa. So they use Funani people, use them, work together with Funani. That is why they kidnap Mazi Kanu. Because they know say if Mazi Kanu not kidnap, there will be no election in Biafra land. We will call for referendum. And before I go stop, when I don't listen, this man with the talk so now not as a job big. If I show now the fish picture, I go see say this one they eat beleful. With time of they go stay Europe, go their own hospital now for Europe. That children they go school for Europe here. Every America, the way they Canada, the way they Switzerland, the way they Luxembourg, all of them, their children they abroad, they go good school. Now when time of election come, now they come Nigeria, come they do election, come steal again. So I not just understand our people sha. If you like, may you go vote. May you not sit down. Me, I don't come up for Nigeria. My children they go school. I work and not work, my children go school. If you like, listen to these people, may you go vote. Enter that hot sun. May you go vote. Go vote them again for 8 years. You will suffer again for 8 years. I should have go school. They travel. They sure they not go that vote they vote so. They not go stay in Nigeria. They take your money. They take private jets. Private jet every time when they're sick, they'll come here and country to yourself. Why you did there with your I don't know where you did for that whole country, that Nigeria, they suffer. So they beat you after you don't vote, they put. You understand? Then when you not get money, when you dey sick, you not get money, you cannot take good treatment. Your children will roll around in the streets. Agbero, they arm robber everywhere, thief. Hardly I can open my door for Bodo, you go here sleep. Nobody will enter. Sometimes I will forget my key when I go outside. I'll forget my key. I will say I don't lost key. Farish my front door, my key dey inside there. Nobody enter. I enter house, nobody break in. Why? Because the people are feeding well. Yeah. Africa most pass. Yeah. Daniel, the lot in Nigeria is 5 nation. They think niche. They think that is the problem.
You should build.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Afrika war dort. Das ist schlecht. Will nicht in das Design Welt. Eigentlich diese Welt, die fröhliche Welt zu machen. Und keine hier Müll.
The Afrikanische Leute had kein Kopf für die Europeans. The black, thank you, sister. Sarah, thank you for your thumbs up. Hello, thank you so much. Thank you. I just saw your message now. Sorry. Yeah. So please share this video. Share. It's too late. This night I cannot speak of people. My neighbor here, they are sleeping before they report me to my landlord or my firmita or that. So that here is too loud. So my guys, see you tomorrow. By God's grace, I will be trying to be coming out. See you guys. Bye bye.